This debut is a farce. I have no reason to be introduced to eligible bachelors when I've already picked mine.
Too many plans have been made to change them now. We'll discuss Tom after you've had your party.
It's not my party. It's your party.
Oh, don't be silly. You should be looking forward to this. Why, a girl's debut is the beginning of her life.
Was it the beginning of yours?
Yes, it certainly was.
When did it end?
What do you mean?
I mean, when did you stop living? When the stock market crashed and the Boland name didn't mean anything more?
Elizabeth.
Where were your gentlemen callers then?
The Millionaire, brought to you by Singer, makers of the world's finest sewing machines. Singer, with the world's finest vacuum cleaners, too. Look for these famous trademarks.
At the turn of the dial, fabulous decorative stitches. At the turn of the dial, handsome finishing stitches. At the turn of the dial, superb straight stitching. Yes, at the turn of the dial, you can sew the stitch of your choice on the brilliant Slant-O-Matic by Singer, the finest all-purpose sewing machine ever made. You just select the stitch you want on the built-in stitch chart, tune it in on the fabulous Slant-O-Matic dial, and you're sewing it. Sewing has never been easier. All your sewing. Decorative sewing is easier. Hundreds, thousands of stitches are right here. Just set the dial and sew them. All so easy, so perfect. Practical sewing is easier, too, and more exciting. At the turn of the dial, you set the Slant-O-Matic to overcast seams, blind stitch hems, stitch buttonholes, and sew on buttons to give all your sewing a lovely professional look. And when you want to change to straight stitching, you don't have to stop to remove discs or cans. You just turn the Slant-O-Matic dial, and there it is. The finest, most perfect straight stitching in the world, because the Slant-O-Matic has the world-famous Singer straight stitching mechanism. Yes, all your sewing is easier. All your sewing is finer, because the Slant-O-Matic has the Singer slant needle and gear motor drive, the greatest sewing combination ever developed. See the sewing machine that outsews them all. You can own it for just a few dollars a month. The brilliant Slant-O-Matic, made in America by American craftsmen. Made by Singer at your Singer Sewing Center now.
And that's the story of Catherine Boland. I'll be back in a moment to tell you about next week's millionaire.
To keep a kite flying high calls for Dad's help. But Mom has the secret of good dental care because she knows you fight tooth decay with Colgate. Help stop bad breath all day. Remember, Colgate contains Gardol. You can't see it, you can't feel it on your teeth, but it's there to help fight tooth decay. And while nothing completely stops tooth decay, brushing regularly with Colgate helps fight tooth decay all day. In 2-year clinical tests, young adults who brushed with Colgate Dental Cream averaged far fewer new cavities than those who used a plain toothpaste. So if you'd like your family to have fewer cavities, have them brush regularly with Colgate Dental Cream.
Every mother should give her family Colgate's help against tooth decay.
And against bad breath originating in the mouth.
Fight tooth decay with Colgate. Help stop bad breath all day.
Next week, I'll tell you the story of Mara Robinson, a gypsy who couldn't quite believe in her own good fortune.
Gypsy?
There was a band of them camped by the stream a few weeks back. I remember the costume you wore the night we met. And I thought maybe you were a gypsy.
I am a gypsy.
Mara? Oh, wait a minute, Mara. A gypsy that stays at the Prescott Hotel?
How I live or where I stay has nothing to do with it. I'm a gypsy!
See you next week with the story of another millionaire.